discussion. And today we are going to talk on be your own reason to smile. We have heard this many times. And, we sometimes just let it go. Okay, it's just like another quotation. But self-love is so important to ensure that you can be your only reason to smile. And we need to love ourselves unconditionally. So for this panel discussion today, we have with us Jen Rosner, all the way from LA. She's also the host of this beautiful tribe called Conscious Law of Attraction. We have with us Deb from Sydney. She's a tribe member. We have Madhurima all the way from India. She's a freedom soul coach. And we also have with us Estelle. So welcome you all. Thank you, Sophia, for giving us this opportunity to be here once again. So one by one, I would ask you to introduce yourselves. Jen, we can begin with you.
So I am Jen. I am a tribe leader on Sacred You of the Conscious Law of Attraction tribe. And I basically teach foundational principles of conscious creation and how to use the law of attraction instead of having it just use you. Because I always say success is not personal, it's structural. And there's a process to it, a system to it, and a structure to it. And so I really enjoy helping people expand their minds on the different structures and getting into different orientations so that they can be the powerful creative force that they already are, but they can become aware of it and then they can consciously create a life that they love.
That is wonderful. And we all need this law of attraction in our lives, but sometimes we do not know how to attract it.
Yes.
So, yes.
And there's so much misinformation about it. So it's very, very interesting.
Yes. Thank you so much. Deb, over to you.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Stell. I am Deb King in Sydney, Australia, co-founder of the Wisdom Fund, where we work with or play with coaches, healers, practitioners, people who have fresh wisdom to uplift humanity in some way, to create even better businesses that are filled with joy, alignment, ease, more money, all those juicy things. Truly have the people that help people thriving and successful in ways that they beyond what they could imagine. And we're also partnering with an incredible wellbeing company that is in a pre-launch of the #1 global health and mental wellness company on the planet. So there's so many exciting things happening in my world right now. I'm so happy to be here.
Great. We are also happy to have you here, and we would like to know more about this mental well-being because this is a need of the hour across the world.
Yes.
And across ages.
That's right.
Yeah. So over to you, Madhurima.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Hello, beautiful, beautiful ladies and everyone who's watching this live or replay. I'm Madhurima Sapati. I'm a freedom soul coach and I help multi-passionates, ambitious dreamers basically manage their stress and burnout and work on their mindset so that they can go ahead and manifest their dreams without their own self holding them back, without their own mindset and stress that manifests as we shouldn't be doing this and limiting beliefs holding them back. I help them get to the other side of their dream. Yeah.
Very interesting. So now we move over to Stell.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. It's so lovely to be here. My name is Stelcoom Heath, all the way from Melbourne, Australia. And I am an energy healer and wellness coach, and I specialize mostly in emotional eating and helping women heal their relationship with food without having to change their bodies. And I do this through looking at life through a few lenses, not just body, not just mind. We go deeper into the energetics, we go deeper into the old wounds, and we make sure that we get to the root of where our eating problems come from so that we can actually live a life that's not consumed, pardon the pun, by food.
That's nice. So, world has a lot of people who have achieved many things, big businesses and all, but what we need most is healers and compassionate people. And I'm happy to be in this tribe where we have women supporting each other and helping each other grow. So for today, the topic for today is be your own reason to smile. I think most of us do that, but there are some people who are still struggling. And my belief is that if you love yourself, only if you appreciate yourself, only if you can bring a smile on your own face, the world will give that to you. So what you are is what you're reflecting to the world, and you can attract that. So this is a very mature approach to our interactions, friendships, relationships, and love, because we lean on someone else and depend on them to make our lives happier, better, and which means that we are not putting our own effort. We'll always be disappointed because we are pinning our hopes on others. And the same thing goes for our own happiness. And there is a void in our lives which only we can fill. So on this, Jen, would you give your thoughts on this?
Well, with conscious love attraction, you don't get what you think about, you get what you are. You attract who you are. And so if you want happiness, you have to come from a place of already being happy and find happiness in the world. It's not an easy thing at all, but you have to remember that as a conscious creator of your life, you're the one creating your life. And what you see in your reality, we think it's real, we think it's reality because it's our lives, right? But the external event experience that we see is filtered through our thoughts, our beliefs, stuff that's been passed down from generations, and stuff we've learned. And then it creates a internal representation of what we think the event means. And so it's not, our reality isn't actually reality. You can shift and change your view of reality by shifting and changing your thoughts, your patterns. And then if you choose to, you can be happy just because you choose to be happy for no other reason other than that. And then the reality will show up. And it doesn't matter the outside circumstances. You can just choose to see more happy things, even in the midst of chaos, because there's always chaos, but there's always happiness. So you can choose where to put your focus. And that's the most important thing. Where am I putting my focus now? Am I putting my focus on all the problems? Or am I putting my focus on where I'm going? Where am I putting focus on choosing to be happy and creating happiness, creating a life that I love? So it's all about your focus, choosing and being it now.
I agree 100% because, most of the time we like to stay in a victim mode because we feel that, this is how we will get attention. But rather than being in a victim mode, if we can focus more on ourselves, on our own well-being, we can get this from the world. We can be reflecting this from the world. What is your take on this, Tel?
Yeah, so I actually had this really interesting conversation with my client today. She started seeing me for binge eating, and she just said, I just keep self-sabotaging myself in all areas of my life. Like, she couldn't get to some of the little action steps we discussed last week. And she says, well, this is just how my life is. And then in the evening, when my daughter wants pizza, I just eat pizza. I don't even like it. It's a silly example, but I said to her, the only person who really lives with you throughout your entire life is you. People come and go, relationships fade or strengthen, but the only person that's going to support you is you. And you might as well start practicing now to support yourself. Even if it's just like a little thing, like drinking a glass of water, that kind of thing. And she was like, wow, I actually didn't really think about that way. And I said to her, well, the way we do one thing, if we're sabotaging in one area of our life, we're sabotaging everywhere. For example, if we're thinking negatively in one area of our life, chances are it's rippling out into your work, into your relationships, into absolutely everything. So, yeah, I think it is really important for us to start supporting ourselves, especially as women. We are so caring, we're always giving, our hearts are so open. We need to reflect some of that heart back to ourselves.
Yeah, if we give too much, then there is a vacuum which gets created in our lives. So we have to receive, and when we should not be dependent on others for receiving it. We should be giving it to ourselves. So your thoughts on this, Madhurima?
Yeah, thank you so much for asking such a wonderful question, Joyita. So, I'm going to speak from my experience that I've had with clients. And a lot of times, the people that I work with, they have not been loved the way they want to be loved. They have not been cared for the way they want to be cared for. And so, when you go out there, when I tell them, hey, you need to love yourself, which is a silly stupid thing that I did in the very first coaching session of my entire life. I was like, you need to love yourself, which I wish I could. So there was a lot of tension that comes up for people, and I'm talking to those people right now. So if you feel like you're not worthy enough of loving yourself, you need to take a step back and not try to force love upon yourself, force yourself to be happy, because that's not going to work. You would, and this is again my advice, it's completely unsolicited, I agree, but here's my thought on it. You need to just go back to the past and take the small things that you loved and you had a lot of fun doing and found a lot of joy in, and then you just need to do that. No pressure, no extreme sense of, oh my gosh, I need to do this so that I can feel happy, but like, let me just revisit my nostalgic memories and see what comes up for me. Because a lot of times in those memories that we loved being in, like for example, I honestly spent my last Sunday sitting the entire day and reading fan fictions on the bed, not doing anything at all. And that was me back in my teenage years when I was like in the 11th grade or something, and I was extremely stressed out, but fan fictions were like my door to reality, like outside of reality and into fantasy, and I could just relax and let go of all the stress and pressures. And literally the entire Sunday all I did was read fan fictions, and I have never felt as happy as I did back then. So you don't have to put so much pressure of, oh my gosh, I need to be happy, I need to, again, it's a bit different of a viewpoint than what you wonderful ladies are saying here. I just wanted to add my own chunk to it, and it's just like, take small steps to find happiness, but not with the intention to find happiness. Just revisit your old self, revisit old memories that bring a smile on your face, eat your favorite food, and do stuff like that. That is usually what will automatically bring a smile on your face without you having to. Moving forward, when you are in that space, that's when you can start to work upon yourself and see, hey, how can I add on to this happiness, how can I increase it, how can I be in this state for a longer period of time. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on it.
I feel we need to stop outsourcing this love and acceptance. We need to give it to ourselves, and rather than expecting it. So, Deb, your views, please.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I could chat on this topic for days. My whole life has been a happiness inquiry. I just wanted life to be fun and a party when I was younger, and that's what I did. And eventually I realized, because I was a really major party animal, came back to Australia in 2003 to become a life coach, and had been partying a lot, like uh, in an insane amount of partying from the age of 17 to 30. And when I reflected back, I realized I'd been seeking externally for happiness, and that's not where you find it. So then I've been ever since then on an inner journey of personal development, spiritual development, entrepreneurial development, and kind of exploring what is happiness and what is success, and what is our own definition of these things, because it's different for everyone. And what I've been very blessed to have learned is a lot about energy reflection. So I love that the title of this talk says be your own reason to smile. So who we're being is really what's going to impact the energy that we reflect back. We're living in a society where we've been conditioned to be in our head and thinking and doing, and not actually really tuning into our heart and feeling and being present. And that has been a really fascinating journey for me, and also something I've noticed it because I was coaching for years. I now work with coaches and healers, and I noticed when a client is seeking something like validation or appreciation and they're seeking externally, that's not where we find it. If we can give what we're seeking from someone else to ourselves, if it is the validation, appreciation as an example, we then don't need it from anywhere else. But funnily enough, it often gets reflected back then, right? So it's so fun when we start to play with energy and who we're being, and as everyone said, in terms of choosing focus and doing small steps and reflecting on our past, my tip would be what we can be thankful for, what we're grateful for, what we appreciate. That can be such the quickest way to truly be in a place where we can smile and give ourselves permission to do that, because that's why we're here, right? To have fun, I reckon.
I find this very funny that, we are called human beings. So we are just meant to be. But most of the time we are human doings. We always want to do, we want it from others. We just don't want to be. So that is why I just love this topic. Be the own reason for yourself to smile. Sophia, would you like to give your 2 bits? Because you are always bringing a smile to our face. So what do you do to bring a smile to your own face?
To be with you, to be in amongst all these beautiful and amazing women, to be around, joyful people like yourself and Deb and Maddie. I mean, Maddie so much makes me smile all the time, and everyone, Jen and Stel too. It's great to see you. But it's really true that you turn out to be like the people that you keep company with. Right? It's a challenging world to live in. So if you want to smile, if you want to laugh, 2 things: go out and do some laughter yoga, and 2 is go out and have fun with all your amazing friends.
Yeah, great.
I have to add in, I had the pleasure of meeting Sophia in person last night. That was fun.
That was very much fun. Alrighty, thank you.
I somehow expected Sophia to give this answer. It was like, oh, I knew it. Okay, so I would like to add, in most of my clients, when they come to me and they say that, my husband doesn't love me enough, my mother, my boss, my friend, my in-laws, my first question that I ask them is, do you love yourself? Most of the failed relationships I ask, do you love yourself? And then they say, I have this dark circles, my hair is very curly, my this thing, that. I said, that is the external appearance. Can you just look into the mirror and see something good in you? And I've had people telling me that, no, we don't have anything good in ourselves. They can't find one small good thing in them, which is very surprising. So have you come across, I'll ask Deb, have you come across anyone who has had this kind of a thing that they can't find anything good in themselves?
That's a good question. I am very blessed to hang out with a lot of people who probably aren't in that space so much. It's
Yes.
sometimes a good reality check to be connected and remember what a lot of the world is living through, because I tend to hang out with people who are very inspiring.
High vibe.
Yeah, high vibration. But I think that it's again a conditioning thing. It's a practice thing. We all have gifts and talents and wisdom and so much to offer, and we're all at a very important piece of the jigsaw. And it sometimes, perhaps, if someone cannot find one thing about themselves, they just need to have a bit of a wake up call and realize if you are here on the planet right now, there is a reason, and you have something to contribute if you want to. You don't have to, but you can get to choose the quality of your life. And so I think that everyone has gifts and talents. So I can help people find them. I'm good at that.
So if you find that one person who can't find anything good in himself or herself, so what would you do to make that person find that something good, something to love about himself or herself?
I would imagine I can definitely help them find something, because everyone has it, right? Everyone
I'm
has
sure.
many things. It's just a shift of perspective. And so it's just really helping them reframe stuff or see something from a different perspective. And one of my favorite questions for that is if you have a child that you love, or a best friend, or just someone that's close to you that you love, and you imagine they were exactly in your position with your exact situation in life and everything's going on and everything that you want, what would you advise to them, or what would you say is their gift or talent or whatever? You like get them, have that person think about someone they love, as imagine that person is in their shoes and what they'd advise, because we give the best advice to people we love, and those wise words spew out, and it's like, there you go. That's what you need to do, or that's what's going on. That's what how I might approach it.
Thank you, Deb. So, still, in your work with your clients, has it ever happened that somebody is just wanting to stay in the past and doesn't want to just move ahead or see something good in themselves or in the world around them?
Yes, I've had a few clients who, would come with, I normally start with, what are we celebrating? And they will go, oh, I can't think of anything, and go straight into the negative, all the things they have done wrong, and, where, and I'm like, no, let's go back a step and find something that you can celebrate or that you are grateful for. If you can't find anything that you can celebrate, let's have that great gratitude. Because if we start a session with, I am bad, this is what I've done wrong, we just create that, it's like that whip energy that's, it starts us off with punishments. And I think what I normally do with them is I actually get them to put positive affirmations specific to themselves, like, I am caring, I do a lot for others, on the mirror, which they need to recite first thing when they brush their teeth, so that they can start practicing getting out of that negative spiral. Yeah.
That's very, very nice thing that you do the regular day-to-day activities, looking at yourself in the mirror and reading those affirmations. Good idea. I will also try to implement them with my And Jen, how about you? I mean, I am sure you know the best. You're the best to answer in this because you're into law of attraction. But however, just enlighten us.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of people, when they can't love themselves or they can't find something good about themselves, they feel it's their fault. They feel that they're broken. They feel it. They can't do it. Maybe they've done all the 3 steps forward, 2 steps back thing. They've tried everything. You know what I mean? And they keep ending up in the same spot, the hamster wheel. And so what I like to do is really educate them on it's not their fault. Success is personal. It's not personal, it's structural. And I talked a lot about the human journey and how we come here to have an experience. We forget that we are the conscious creator of our lives, right? So we come here to have this human experience. When we're in our mom's womb, we have everything given to us, right? We're loved, we're fed, we're warm, we're everything just because we are. We don't have to do anything for it. Then we're born, and all of a sudden we don't have it anymore, right? And we start to be like, well, why don't we have this anymore? What did I do? I must have done something to make this go away. And so we create this wound in us, and this wound becomes our beliefs about the world. Like, okay, so if I want this, I have to do this. And we have to do all these different things, and we start creating these beliefs like, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not important enough. I'm not capable, from this space of, I made this love go away, right? And so it's remembering that you're actually still this pure creative spirit, right? And you're not broken. You have it all. You just forgot. And so when I work with people, I like to start with a choice. I choose to be the predominant creative force in my life. And that's our choice. And then when I talk about the structure, it's where do I want to go? Right? We start with where do I want to go? I choose to be the predominant creative force in my life. Then you step into it and you be it now. And you said, if I was the predominant creative force in my life, what would that be like? And you start just exploring with all the senses, right? And that's to be it now piece. Then you look at your current reality. And then you're like, okay, so where am I now in relationship to where I'm going? Then you look at what's in the way. What are the things that are keeping me stuck? So all these things that are keeping me stuck, I can't love myself because of this belief, this habit, this pattern, whatever it is, right? Then you can use a process, whatever process it is, to start clearing those beliefs, those habits, those emotions, whatever out. Then once those things are cleared out, you can start taking action. Maybe you take a loving action for yourself, and you start becoming by taking the actions, right? But you're focusing first on where you're going. You're remembering who you are, that you're creating it. And where you're at now is because of beliefs that maybe you picked up or learned or created, and they served a purpose at one time. They just don't serve that purpose anymore, right? Because you're trying to be something else. And so it's giving yourself grace that I created this, but it's not serving me anymore, but it's not my fault. And now I can shift it. I don't have to hold on to these things that are not serving me anymore. I'm not broken. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. So it's about getting in the right structure and understanding it's not your fault. These things were given to you. They were passed down from 7 generations back, and just realizing that you can shift them and change them now. And it's okay, and they served you. It's okay to not love yourself if that's where you're at. That's where you were. But if you want something different, then it's to just start working on being different.
I believe there are a lot of people who are watching us. If they would like to comment any questions they have, they can put it in the comments and we will try to take them up. So Madhurima, what you advise or work upon your clients? What would you ask your clients to work upon so that, they can find that's one good thing that they have in themselves so that they can love themselves?
Yeah, you know what? I love the questions and I love the answers that all these beautiful ladies have given. So I'm going to piggyback on them. I've actually been making notes. I don't like to do that when I'm in a call, but I was like, this is so good. So here's the deal, okay? I start with asking them, all right, you have had these thoughts of I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable, you have all these thoughts, and they might have served you in the past to protect you, it was a defense mechanism of, well, if I'm not receiving it, I'm just going to create a block, and this is not me, and you create layers upon layers of protection. So when they are in a coaching call with me, I ask them, this served you at some point of time in your past, appreciate it, but I need you to ask yourself right now if these thoughts are serving you right now. If they aren't, can you with gratitude let go of those thoughts and create space for something new to happen, for a new thought pattern to take place and to be implanted? So it's like, imagine that there's a soil, you get rid of the old plants, the dried up plants and stuff like that, you get rid of that, you care for the soil, you implant a new thought pattern. That's when, after that, obviously, you can't just plant a seed and expect it will grow. It can grow, but it needs it needs a great environment to actually grow. So how are you going to create that environment? And that's when you can surround yourself with love. And how can you surround yourself with love? You ask people around you, you ask people who actually care for you, that, hey, you know what, and I know this sounds really stupid, but I've actually done this. Go around and ask people, hey, what do you think is something really great about me? What do you like about me? What do you love about me? What are the things that make you want to hang out with me? Now, I know it's a very scary thing, but more often than not, you are going to get so many astonishing answers that you haven't even thought about yourself. And you don't have to go out and ask like random strangers on the internet. You can do that, but you can start by asking the people closest to you, and you will receive some amazing answers. And then you write those answers down in a piece of paper and you put it in a jar, and every time you feel bad about yourself, you pick it up, you read it. And I do this a lot. I tell people, you know what, go out there, and every time you feel good about yourself, I want you to put a sticker, the small stars that you get for kids to put on the, teachers put on the books and all of that, put that on your calendar or something. The more stars you have, the more happy you feel, that I felt so good about that day. So it helps you self reflect, it helps you feel happy, reminiscing about what you felt yesterday. So there's a lot of fun stuff that you can do. I like to call it the celebratory jar. There is positive affirmations that you can listen to. I remember the other day, I am a night owl, like I'm a hardcore night owl. I could stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, no worries. But everyone in my house likes to get up early. And so if I wake up late, everyone's schedule gets late. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get into the mood and I'm going to get up early and all of that. But I hated it. I hated every minute of it. I was like, oh, not me. I don't want to do this. But then I was like, wait, how can I turn this around? And so what I did was I listened to some songs that really got me hyped about myself. I listened to positive affirmations. And in the beginning, I was just not feeling those affirmations. I was just like, oh, it's just playing in the background. I don't care about it. But slowly and eventually, as time went on, even, in that span itself of a day, after the 15-minute mark, I was actually feeling those affirmations. I was feeling it in my body. I was like, yeah, I'm amazing. Yeah, I'm powerful. God damn it, I'm so beautiful. And I was feeling those emotions, and I could fill my own cup. Fill your own cup, and whatever comes from outside, let that be just the overflow of what you're having. So yeah, that's again my 2 cents on it. I went off. I'm sorry.
No, that's great. That's great, because you are actually bringing a smile on our face. So Madhurima, when you look at the mirror, suppose I ask you to just look at the mirror and think of one good thing about you. It could be a physical thing or something which you cannot see, but you have it in you. What would that be?
Right now it would be like, oh my gosh, my hair looks so good, my eyes are so sparkly, my smile is so beautiful, and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, there are days when I just look at myself in the mirror and I just like, I hate myself. And it's on those days that you just love yourself a bit more. You just feel into yourself, put on sexy songs if you want to, dance to it, and then when you look back in the mirror, you're like, oh my
Songs or
gosh,
sexy clothes.
yeah, no sexy clothes as such. I just dance around in my pajamas. I'm not even gonna lie, but yeah.
And what about you, Stel? What is that thing when you look at the mirror? What is it that you feel that, oh, I'm so good? This thing about me is great.
Struggle to unmute there. I think the first thing I see is usually like, just how my heart, like, or it's not something that you can really see, but I can just see the compassion in my eyes, which normally on my bad, body days, that's where I focus. I'm like, okay, look into your own eyes and just be there.
You can see the compassion in your eyes.
Yeah. Other days I'll be like in the mirror and I'll be, damn girl, your hair looks amazing. And so I suppose it just depends. But yeah, usually that's the first thing I see when I look in the mirror. I try not to focus on the physical, and I teach my clients that. So yeah.
And Deb, what about you? What do you look at the mirror when you look at yourself? Something you appreciate about yourself?
Well, it's funny being on a Zoom right now because I can see myself. I see all of you guys, but I also see myself. So I'm going to say I'm appreciating my smile, and I'm appreciating the positive, although I don't like the word positive thanks to COVID, the good impact I'm making, uplifting people.
But I also see one more thing. I love your hair.
Oh, thank you.
Jen, something that you like about yourself?
Right now, it's just that I'm really strong and I'm stepping into like the powerhouse that I know that I am, and really stepping into that and letting that out. And that's my biggest thing right now, is just letting all of that out.
Great. And Sophia, what about you?
Thank you, Joetta. I'm not supposed to be part of this panel. I'm just sitting here putting everyone's links in and doing other stuff. But thank you. What do I do regularly when you're walking, when you're looking, when you're in the mirror or walking past a glass window or something? It's you just stopping and just saying, like, I appreciate you. I appreciate me for who I am, for the little things that I do for me, and all the qualities. For me, the biggest thing is to really connect with my inner qualities. Even if I'm looking terrible and just woken up and everything else like that, and haven't brushed my hair, which I don't do all the time anyway, because I don't have much of it, is just to go, the qualities and all the little things that we do for ourselves, for myself.
Great. Since nobody's asking me, I will tell what I look at myself, what I think of myself. So whenever I look at myself, I feel that, I've come a long way. I live each day at a time, and I know that, this too shall pass. I will be able to manage or handle everything. And I wouldn't say the word strong, but I would say that, you can do it. I can do it. That's what I see myself. When I look at myself, that's what I see. Okay, so now the
Can I
next
just say
thing
you have
that,
beautiful hair too?
thank you. It reminds me that you cannot control everything because, I do have bad hair days. So yes.
Oh, can I share one thing that I find very funny that while topic has been up, it just keeps coming to me. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's a really old comedy sketch, and it's Bob Newhart, and this lady comes into the psychologist and she's like talking to him, and he's saying it's $5, and anyway she basically is scared of all these things, and like being buried alive in a box and stuff like that. And anyway, he's like, I've got 2 words for you. She's like, should I write it down? He's like, it's just 2 words, but yep, you can write it down. And it's stop it. Stop it. And so all the beating up of ourselves, any not enoughness, the comparison, all the crappy stuff that just has us feeling shit. We just need to stop it. Stop it. But look at the comedy sketch. It's really funny.
Yeah, I agree. So 2 words, I agree.
You know what? I want to add on to that, and especially I love what you said, Dave, but there are days when you are pampering yourself a lot. You can even play on that and like, stop it. Oh my gosh. Just stop it.
Awesome.
So, Jen, now that you are this host of this beautiful tribe, can you tell us a little bit about your tribe? What is it that you bring to the wonderful women out there? And if you have any giveaway, just let us know.
Yeah. So my tribe is really about becoming the conscious creator of your life. And like I said, using law of attraction instead of it kind of just using you. So we talk a lot about different things, how the unconscious mind works, meditation, why that's super important in reprogramming the mind. We talk some about daily routines and your focus, and just really about the structure of, instead of coming from the problem orientation, which we're all taught. Like if you want to go for something, we're programmed into us that, I have to go for something and I can only be motivated by fixing. And the advertising industry tells us this, do you want to do this? Well, here's the pill for this. Here's the thing for this. It's all about fixing a problem. You can actually go for something just because you love it, for no other reason other than that. And then you can actually just like, you look at your current reality and then you start moving forward instead of fixing all the stuff that comes up. It's just what's keeping you from moving forward towards that. And so you're not fixing yourself. You're going for something, you're creating something, and you're letting everything that's in the way kind of just fade away. You can do energy healing to get rid of those belief systems. You can do therapy, you can do meditations, you can do whatever process just to shift those things that are in the way. And then you're able to start taking the action. And so it becomes a consistent movement forward because your focus is always on where you're going instead of, I need to fix myself. Because if you say I need to fix myself, there's something wrong with me, you could spend years. What's wrong with me? Well, this is wrong with you. This is wrong with you. Your mind will always come up with an answer of what's wrong with you. But you're never actually going for anything what you want because you're spending all your time fixing and trying to figure out what's wrong. And so this is really just what's coming up, what's keeping you from taking the action. Because we all know what action we need to take. Like, I want this, but I can't do this. So I'm going to beat myself up about it. You don't need to beat yourself up about it. You're here. This is your current reality. It's okay. What do you need to do next? And if you can't take that action, there are things to shift those reasons why you can't take that action. And so that's really what it's about. And it takes time because, like I said, we're programmed to be in this problem-oriented structure of there's something wrong with me. I need to fix myself. And it's our identity. And I'll say one more thing really quickly. We have this identity that the future will be better when, right? If the future will be better when means that I'm broken, I need to fix myself. And then that was not good enough. So I need to fix myself. You go about trying to fix yourself. You move into what you want, your identity starts freaking out and saying, wait a minute, I'm a person who needs to fix myself to have this. I'm not a person who can actually have this, right? And so if I have this, what becomes of me? I die. I don't know if this is safe or not. So then it starts freaking out, and then you start pulling all your sabotaging patterns, right? And then it reaffirms that you're broken and that you need to fix yourself. And this is the one step forward, two steps back kind of thing. But when you're coming from a place of creating, this is what I want to create. This is where I'm at now. What's in the way? You're just looking at what's in the way. You know, your identity is the same. You know, whether or not I'm here or here, I'm still worthy. Whether or not here or here, I'm still good enough. Like my identity doesn't change, whether based on the external circumstance or what I'm creating. So you're just going for this because you love it. Where am I now? What's in the way? Right? And shifting that stuff out of the way, taking the action. And so I really help support people to take the action, help support people to figure out what they actually want, because that's a whole nother thing. A lot of people don't know what they want. They only know what they don't want. And so it's really about helping people get a true choice of what you actually want to create, and help them move forward and support them in moving forward towards that.
All the viewers who are watching this, please do try out Jen's tribe. It's called the Conscious Law of Attraction. And I think with
on Sacred You.
Yeah, Jen.
I was just saying it's on. I'm part of Sacred You. So if you go to the website Sacred You, you can find me on there along with the other tribe members. And we meet once a week.
So it is once a week. And what are the days and the times? Can you let us know?
Yes. So right now we're meeting Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Pacific time, which I believe is 2 p.m. AEDT.
Great. So next Tuesday, I think I'm interested in joining your tribe.
Yes,
I hope
please.
to see you there. Yes. And Sophia, I think for $1, they can join for 3 weeks. People can join for 3 weeks. And they can try out all the tribes. So I would request all those who are viewing this. Yeah, Sophia, please tell us more about it.
Okay, thank you, Joey. It's no problems. But I'd also like you to mention your tribe too, the Inner Child Tribe. But yes, for now, for anyone who's watching us, we have our foundation members special offer. Join us just for $1, $1 Australian. Join Jen's tribe, join Joita's tribe, the Child Within, or any of the other 30 odd tribes that we have. Try us out for 3 weeks, and then after that it's just $15 Australian. Come and have us a month, $15 Australian a month. Come and have some fun. Come and join Deb and myself in the Enlightened Entrepreneurs, Empowered Entrepreneurs, something like that. And all the other ones, we've got human design, astrology, tarot cards, we've got craft and chats, heartfelt conversations,
EFT
all
also.
sorts of stuff. The EFT tapping, self-love puzzle pieces, all sorts of things.
So any giveaway, Jen, that you would like to give to our viewers?
I don't have a giveaway, but I do a webinar every week that I go into the whole process. And I can put the link in I guess I'll put it in the Facebook chat afterward. But yeah, I mean, also, you know, if you want to have a free call with me, we can chat and go deeper into this. I offer that. So
Thank you, Jen. Deb, please tell us the wonderful thing that you do and how to find you.
Okay, cool. I got two freebie offers. One, if you're a coach, a healer, a practitioner, someone that helps people with their life in some way, what we might call New Era Wisdom Teacher, we have a free mini guide, and that is just on our homepage of thewisdomplayground.com. If you're not a coach and you just want some tips of how to play more, I have a free download, 20 ways to play more, which is a bit of fun, definitely connected with the putting a smile on our face. And that is at thewisdomplayground.com/play-more. So, sorry, it's a little bit complex, but thewisdomplayground.com/play and -more. And let's play. I'd love to hear what play ideas you come up with.
So you can put this link after this is over, that you can put it so that people can
do that. I will do that.
Thank you. Stel, what can you offer and how do we find you? if anybody is interested.
Beautiful. Okay, so people can find me on Instagram, Wholesome Lifestyle Project. I'm also on TikTok for those TikTokers out there, Wholesome Style, and also Facebook, Wholesome Lifestyle Project, for anyone who wants to come there. I've got 2 gifts that I will offer here. So the one is it's just my podcast for anyone struggling with binge eating, emotional eating, overeating. It's called Beyond Overeating by Wholesome Lifestyle Project. You can just go to Wholesome Lifestyle Project /podcast. You'll find it there. And then also I have a quiz. And the quiz is to find out which chakra is out of balance when it comes to your food, mood, relationship. So I think I'll put the link into the chat as well.
Very interesting. The chakra part is very interesting. I would love to take that quiz. Madhurima, what is that I can get from you?
For sure. So you can actually find me, for anyone who's interested, on Instagram at Madhurima_freedom soul coach. And I have 2 freebies right now. One is a guide that I created on time and energy management as a multi-passionate. And it involves a technique that I created using Eisenhower matrix and all the other fun stuff that I have experienced from my coaches and the people that I've worked with. But it also has like a fun element to it, so that you can actually go out there and enjoy going through your to-do list and making it a bit more fun and play, so that you can gamify it and it makes you have a little bit of fun. I certainly enjoy it a lot. So you can find the guide. I think I shared it with Sophia, so she'll be linking it down in the comments. And another thing that I have, and this is, oh my gosh, this is the first time people are hearing about it, but I'm in the process of launching my community called Stress Busters, a play on Ghostbusters, like who you gonna call when you're stressed out. It's like Ghostbusters. So it's Stress Busters. It's a fun community. We will be sharing a lot of amazing tips and tricks that you can utilize quickly to manage your stress, to calm down when you feel overwhelmed. And it's a lot of fun. So anyone who is interested can, again, I will share a link with Sophia. They can join the community and have a lot of fun in there. And you can be the founding inner circle members, and let me know what you would like to have when you are stressed out, so that we can add more value to the community. It's a free community for now, so please do join in. I would love to see you guys there.
Sure, I would love to join. And those who are watching, if they have anything to ask, anything to comment, please put it in the comment section. We shall definitely try and answer to the best of our ability. And so we are almost near the end of our session. So before we end, I would like to talk a little bit about my own tribe. So most of the issues that we have in our current life, somewhere or somehow it is linked to our inner child, the traumas that we had, the memories that we had. So the first thing is to identify when and what was it. But just identification is not enough, because most of the time, even after identifying, even after a lot of energy work that is done, even after using a lot of psychological tools, we as individuals love to stay in that victim mode, is what I believe in. So I do something called a future pacing, so that you know that what you want to do, whether you want to stay in the victim mode or you want to just change that narrative, move out of that energy and just, attract that that love that you're wanting from others. I think we can do it to ourselves. The only thing is that we need not hold on to our past, because I feel that, when we hold on to the past, we feel that, how can I forgive someone for doing something really bad to me? But, we are not forgiving the other person. We are actually creating space in our heart for love, for having beautiful, beautiful people in our life, like the people that I'm talking with right now. We are not allowing these people to enter our life because we are holding on to the past. So this is what I do in my tribe. And this tribe is held, the meetings are held every Thursday. It is 4:30 p.m. AEDT. So next Thursday, we can have you guys here. And that's all from now. Sophia, is there anything you would like to add?
No, I just like to thank you for facilitating a wonderful discussion. I mean, this has been one of the most lively discussions that we've had in so much time. Plus, we've got lots of dogs in the background who also agree that it's a lively discussion. And I really just want to honour everyone who's here for coming, for joining in your fun and your joy. It's so much spreading some joy in the world is really, 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 really important. Another big shout out to our beautiful and wonderful virtual angels, our Angel and Wilma, who have been putting everyone's links in the comments as we've been speaking. Truly appreciated. And for everyone. And coming up next week, very quickly, coming up next week, we have Healing the Natural Way. That is on Tuesday, the October the 25th in the evening. And also after that on Thursday is Empowerment for Creating Business Success. Empowerment for Creating Business Success. That is also coming up. So thank you. Thank you ever so much for joining us and wishing everyone a beautiful day.
Thank you so much. Thank you all. And Sophia, thank you dogs too for attending. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.